If you spend any time on online, you will eventually become convinced that making extra money is the easiest thing on the planet to do. Open an Etsy shop, they said. Start a Faceless YouTube page, they said. Sell a digital product, they said. Drop an affiliate link, they said. Publish a book on Amazon. And apparently, by next Thursday, if you do any one of those things, or even all of them, like I tried to do, you should be somewhere sitting by the beach because you are absolutely a millionaire, or at the very least, a thousandaire, right? That's how the internet makes it sound. That's how some of these people make it sound. And listen, I'm not saying these things don't work. I know that they do. Some of them work very well, right? I actually am doing some of them, right? But there's usually a pretty big gap between this is so easy, anybody can do it, and oh, that's the part y'all left out, right? And they leave a lot of stuff out, right? Listen, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. There are 5 side hustles, right, that anybody can do, yes, right? But they sound easy until you actually start doing them. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. My whole goal is to just give you the real. Because what I don't want you to do is get into something and 3 months, 4 months, even 30 days down the line, you realize this is not as easy as people made it look, right? And you're down there wondering why it didn't work for you like anybody else. And especially if you're over 50 and trying to just put a little extra coin in your pocket, right? Or you're starting over and you're trying to do something different, right? Because I don't want any of us to go around thinking that something is wrong with us because a 27-year-old on TikTok said she made $14,000 in 30 minutes using Canva. And you couldn't. No. Okay? So let's talk. Number 1, selling digital products. Now listen, this is the one I actually do. I do sell digital products. And the pitch sounds wonderful. Make it once, sell it over and over and over again. No inventory, no shipping, no boxes in your living room. Beautiful. And technically, that's all very true. That's exactly how it's done. But here's the one little detail that nobody seems to want to talk about, right? That nobody tells you before you get started. You have to make something that people actually want. Apparently, that matters. Because making a PDF file is absolutely easy. Making a PDF that somebody is willing to pay $17, $27, $47, $297 for, that's a different conversation. And listen, I know exactly how that goes, right? You get excited, you open up Canva or whatever other tool you're going to use. You pick a pretty font, you pick a pretty page, you do all the things. You make a cover, you make a back cover, and then you decide you need a bonus to it. Then you decide you need a template to it, maybe a checklist, maybe even a workbook, right? And the next thing you know, you've spent 3 days creating a 48-page masterpiece. And then you're looking at it like, oh, wow. This is really good. Then you upload it. Then you post it. And then you wait. The internet is basically saying, oh wow, that's lovely. And they keep on scrolling, right? Listen, and you're sitting there saying, well, wait, what happened? Like, this was beautiful. What happened? And that's when you realize making the product is only part of the job. You need people to actually see it. You need content. You need some type of landing page. You need to tell people why they absolutely need it. And most importantly, what you need to do is make something that solves a problem that people already care about, right? My mother used to say this all the time. People don't think like you do. People don't do like you do. It's the same thing. People don't want the same things that you want. They don't have the same problems. We all got problems, trust and believe, but everybody doesn't have the same problems. So you have to create something that solves a problem that people already care about. Because sometimes what we think is cute, the customer is like, ew, or, that's nice, but they're not buying it. And that's what you need. Digital products can absolutely make money. But the passive part that everybody talks about, that comes after a whole lot of non-passive work. Okay? Number 2, Affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is one of my favorite sales pitches, right? You don't need your own product, right? It's wonderful. You recommend something that you already use, right? Somebody click. That's what TikTok Shop is all about, right? You recommend something that you already use or that you're willing to use. Somebody clicks your link and you get paid. Again, very, very true, right? But here comes the part that they don't really say, or they say it so low you can barely hear it. You need somebody to recommend it to. That kind of seems important, right? Because if you have a blog and nobody reads it, a YouTube channel that nobody watches, an email list with only 12 people on it and 6 of them are your cousins, right? Dropping an affiliate link is probably not about to change your financial life. You need people. They have to trust you. They have to care about what you're recommending. They have to actually click on it and buy, right? And depending on the product, after all that, you might make $3.47. Now listen, I'm not sneezing at $3.47 because that's $3.47 more than I had, right? If I get that, I'm checking the dashboard again and again and again. And like, oh my gosh, somebody bought something, right? And I get excited. Meanwhile, I can't even remember the link that they clicked. It could have been a phone charger. It could have been a fan. It could have been anything, right? It doesn't matter. I made the money today, but that's why affiliate marketing works so much better when it's attached to something that you're already building, right? When it's attached to something that you are already building. Your YouTube channel, right? Your email list, your blog on Substack, right? When you're building a community, like say in school, right? Something where people already know you and they trust what you have to say. Because just being or getting an affiliate link does not magically create customers. I wish it did, but it does not. Number 3, faceless YouTube channels, or faceless anything, right? Listen, this is a good one because faceless YouTube channels are everywhere. I mean everywhere. Those 5 to 7 second clips, they're absolutely everywhere. And the pitch is basically this. You don't have to show your face. You do not. You don't have to use your own voice. You do not. You can have AI write the script for you. AI can do the voiceover for you. AI can find the footage for you. And at this point, apparently AI can do everything except pay your light bill. It does not, right? And yes, real people are making money with faceless channels, right? Listen, but the idea that you just push a button, upload 3 videos, and YouTube starts sending you checks, ma'am, sir, it just does not work that way, right? You still have to figure out YouTube. You still have to figure out a topic that people care about. You need titles that people are going to click on. You need good thumbnails, right? You need people to actually stay and watch the video. Plain and simple. And you also need consistency. You cannot post for a week at a time and then skip 2 weeks and post 2 days. Like, it just doesn't work. You've got to be consistent, whatever your consistency is. If you start out the gate saying, I'm going to post every day, and you know you probably won't, don't do that to yourself, right? Post when you can, but be consistent with your posting, right? Listen, and now everybody has the same AI voice. You know the one. Here's 5 shocking habits of wealthy people. Number 4 will surprise you. No, it will not. Nothing about number 4 is surprising anybody anymore, right? I've heard that man's voice 17 times today, right? And this is the thing. Faceless can absolutely work. It is a phenomenal way to actually get your YouTube off the ground. I think it's great. And just because your face isn't in it, it just simply means that your face is not in it. It doesn't mean you don't have to do the work, right? It can work, but you still need something that people want to watch. I don't care what it is, right? You can have a motivational page, an inspirational page, a spiritual page. You can have an entertainment page. It doesn't matter what it is. You can have it all, and it can absolutely work. You got to be consistent, right? And you don't want AI involved with every aspect of what you are creating, because it all starts to sound very generic. Otherwise, you just disappear into the background like everybody else. You know that Homer meme where that's you disappearing into the bushes. Okay. Number 4, Amazon KDP. Amazon KDP is another one that I know personally. I actually write books and I put them on Amazon. People make it sound like, however, just write a book, upload it on Canva, and upload it on Amazon KDP, and then start collecting a check. Once again, it doesn't work that way. And uploading the book is the fairly easy part, right? Selling it, that is something else in its entirety. First, you need something that people actually want or are interested in, right? Then you need a title. Then you need a good cover. Then you need to format it. Then you need the right keywords and the hashtags. You need the right categories. You need the right description. You need the right pricing. All of that. All of it, right? And then you upload it. And you realize that Amazon is not standing on the corner saying, "Hey, everybody, Kelly just wrote a book, published a book." Nobody knows. You're sitting there refreshing the dashboard and nobody knows you wrote the book, right? 0 sales. You refresh again, still 0. And now you start bargaining with God. Lord, if you just get 1 sale, I don't want to be a bestseller. Can I just get 1 good sale out the deal? Just 1. Right? But this is where people get frustrated, right? They think uploading the book is the business. It is not. Marketing. You have to tell people that it exists. Marketing. You need visibility. Marketing. You still need reviews. Marketing, right? You still need to understand what people are actually looking for. And low content books, especially like journals, planners, coloring books, and all of those things, notebooks. There's a lot out there. And when I say a lot, I mean a whole lot, right? That doesn't mean don't do it, right? I have books on Amazon. I believe in it, right? But I would go into KDP thinking I'm publishing a product, not go into it thinking I just hit this week's lottery, right? I bought a scratch-off ticket and I'm going to win. It doesn't work that. That's a whole different mindset. Number 5, here's our last one. Etsy. Etsy makes entrepreneurship look cute, fun, right? Happy, right? You open up a little shop. You got little pretty colors all around it. You upload your printable, your PDF. You put on a cute, you mock it up really cute. And apparently people come and buy directly from you while you sleep. Okay? No. The reality is this. You upload your beautiful budget planner and you discover approximately 18,642 people are also selling budget planners. Why is yours different? And somebody is selling theirs for $1.89 and yours is $14.99. And you're sitting there like, mine has 17 pages. Nobody cares, right? Now you have to figure out keywords. You got to figure out SEO. You got to figure out the right titles, the right descriptions. Again, the mock-ups, the pricing, the reviews, maybe even an ad or two. And you sell something customized? Now somebody is messaging you at 9:42 at night asking, "Can you make this beige a little bit warmer? Can you make this purple a little more royal?" Right? Yes, Susan, I can do that for you. Let me stop, what I'm doing and adjust your beige and adjust your purple, right? That's the business of Etsy. Etsy can absolutely work. I'm not saying that. People make very good money on Etsy. But opening the shop is the easy part. Getting somebody to choose you over 18,641 other people, that's the hard part. So, before I spend hours making something for Etsy, I'd want to know, are people actually searching for this? Are they looking for this? What are they buying, right? What do the good listings, the ones that are making the money, what do they have in common, right? That saves you a whole lot of time. So am I saying to avoid any of these 5 things? Absolutely not. I'm doing all 5, well, not the affiliate marketing, but I'm doing most of the 4 out of the 5, right? That's not what I'm saying. Every single one of these can make you money, and every single one can make you good money. The problem is how they are presented online, because the internet makes everything look easy. It makes everything look like step 1, open an account. Step 2, upload something. Step 3, make $10,000 per month. There's a whole lot of 1 ABCD, 2 ABCD, 3 ABCD before you get to $10,000 a month. Somewhere between step 2 and step 3, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they forgot to mention, right? That's where you learn. That's where your testing begins. That's when you start testing strategies and marketing strategies. That's when you post something and nobody cares. That's where you change the title for the 15th time. That's where you change the thumbnail for the 12th time. That's where you try a different offer, right? Realizing that nobody wanted either one. You go back to Canva. You question your life choices over and over again. You come back the next morning, right? And you try again. That is the business. And I think that matters. I think it matters, and that you should know when you're starting something new, especially later in life, right? Because I don't want you thinking, well, maybe I'm too old. You're not. Or maybe I just didn't get it. You did. Maybe it takes longer, right, than the person selling the course made it sound. Don't forget that, right? That's entirely possible, right? A lot of people are teaching you something after they already figured it out. Or a lot of people are teaching you stuff that they haven't even done, but that's an entire different video for another day. But what you are watching is the polished, finished version. You didn't see the 17 times they started over, or they tried it and they flopped, right? Where they finally got it, right? And so when somebody tells me this is easy, I started asking, easy compared to what, right? Because some side hustles are simple, real easy to do. Some are inexpensive to start, right? And some are easier to learn than others. I absolutely agree with that. But almost none of them are completely effortless. I'd rather know that up front, because when the work shows up and I'm sitting there saying, wait a minute, the lady on TikTok said I'd be rich by Friday. Pick something that fits you, your lifestyle, and that you're interested in someone else wants to have you do, right? Pick something that fits your skills, that fits your personality, that fits your time. Nobody has wasted time to spend, right? Nobody has time to waste, I should say, right? Pick something that works with your patience level. I know I have done stuff that I was like, oh yeah, this is too much for me. I don't have patience for this. Listen, pick something that you're good at and that you can stick around long enough to get better at, right? Because the easiest side hustle in the world won't make you money if you quit after 3 weeks. And the one that takes a little more work, that might be the one that actually ends up being worth it. Thanks so much. See you next time.